The views expressed on this program are those of the host, guests, and callers, and do not necessarily reflect the views of the station, its management, or advertisers. You're listening to Transformation Talk Radio.
Have you ever listened to psychic mediums and everything turns out to be light and bright and all is well? Have you then realized that there's more to reveal, that maybe something is missing, something raw? Welcome to Eye of Soul Radio with me, Psychic Medium Jaime. Journey to the raw side of spirit during this live call-in show. I'm a mother, medium, Reiki master, spiritual connector, and meditation guru. I provide a safe space for people to turn when they are scared and need a non-judgmental heart. Eye of Soul Radio allows you to receive spiritual guidance and empowering self. We get real. We reach everyone and exclude no one. Are you ready to look at the raw side of spirit with me? This show is leaving nothing off limits. Eye of Soul Radio starts now. Hey everybody, Eye of Soul Radio. I am Psychic Medium Jaime. Welcome to today's show. I wanted to do something a little bit different. I wanted to kind of lighten the mood and give us a different perspective on spirit guides, right? So a lot of us think, okay, spirit guides are angels that come in with us at birth. It's our spirit guides that come in, those human-based energies. Either we've shared a life with this life or it's one that we've had past lives with, and they're here to help us on this journey, right? But did you know that there are other guides there that we are underutilizing? That's right, you guys. Today we're going to be talking about animal guides, our animal power animals, spirit guides, familiars, whatever you want to call them. We're going to kind of give you a breakdown of what the difference is on each one of those, because there is a little bit of a difference in there, and how we can connect with each one of them, actually. So I'm wondering, for those of you that are listening right now, welcome. And I want you to think about a time where maybe you have felt like Snow White in your life, right? So you're walking around and all of a sudden you're like, okay, I'm on a walk and that's the third bird that's like flown right by me. And a hummingbird came right down in my face. There was a bee that almost landed on me, and I've walked through 3 spider webs and, maybe one was crawling on you. I could not help you. Ask friends. If there's a spider crawling on you, that's not me. I back away and scream. Maybe there was a snake on the path when you're out for a hike. I see a coyote and then there was a bunny rabbit. I've had clients that are like, what is going on? Like every time I go outside lately, I am surrounded by unique animals, different animals, ones that I would never expect to be out. Well, that's because they're feeling your energy. They're trying to connect with you. They're trying to get a message to you. But we're seeing them just in that physical aspect of an animal, right? It could be birds. It can be insects. Those are some of the most interesting ones, actually. If you think about butterflies, we all know about them, dragonflies, right? But what about some of those other insects that you're not thinking about? What if it's a hornet? I actually pulled a hornet spirit guide card for one of my clients not that long ago, and they spelled out hornet. And I was like, what on earth? So I actually had to do some research because, I can't memorize all this stuff. And it was very interesting how it aligned with their life at the moment, right? So that's a big part of it. Also think about how animals are affected by just everything. They can see spirit. They can tell us before an earthquake's going to happen, or big storms come in. You see people with farms. I have a friend, hello, Michelle, for Sweetwater Farms Petting Zoo out in Winchester. I asked her actually at our Release and Intentions this week, how are the animals doing? Because I can feel a shift in the energy. And she's like, they're responding to that shift. We also use animals as helpers for us, right? Sometimes we use animals to see for us. Sometimes we use animals to hear for us. Sometimes we use animals to be our guide, right? Sometimes we use them to even help us if we're about to have a seizure or some of these other neurological disorders that people suffer from. So if animals, when I talk about their spirit and their energy, I get head to toe chills, and the angels start to come around because they are much higher in vibration than we are. They're not plagued by the human ego, right? It's all about just loving the individual, loving each other, and survival as well. They are huge protectors also. And I think it's important for us to address that, because I do feel that a lot of us need to reach out to some of these areas in our lives to where we need some extra help. We're still feeling the pressure of 2020, and we're only 13 days into 2021, right? But at the same time, we are seeing shift. We are seeing some evolution. We are seeing some progress, as slow as it might be. But the ball didn't drop on New Year's Eve and all of a sudden everything went away. And so we still need to be able to call out to everybody out in spirit land, everything out in spirit land, to help us on our journey. And that's what we're going to do, right? So animal guides, why do we have them? Well, if they can help us here in life, wouldn't you think that they're going to help us out in spirit as well? Absolutely, right? Our guides and our teams are not limited. We come in here ready to go. We're like, all right, I got this lesson. I got to do this. Last time I didn't quite finish this one, but it was okay because I'm going to do it again. But then we kind of run out of people that we start calling on. It's because we just don't have the knowledge that there are other ones out there to help us. I have a great student. We'll give her a shout out, Victoria. She is very in tune with animal guides and animal messages. And it's a beautiful sight. Like, she'll be getting ready for a session and all of a sudden there's a spider in the shower. A bird came over, a hawk flew on the fence post, and she takes note of all of those if she's going to do a practice session. And the meaning behind them really pertains to that person that she's going to read. It's amazing. So stop dismissing those as just being coincidences, or stop dismissing them as, oh, just this bird keeps visiting every day. Yeah, that might be a sign from your mom. It also might be a spirit guide as well. Okay, so let's move into that. When we want to connect, right? Animal spirits are very similar to the angelic realm from my perspective, right? You ask somebody else, they're going to see something different. But they are fluid. They're able to go up. They're out there running around having a good time, but they also will stick right next to us if they are part of our team. And they're going to be there to help protect us. So I had someone I was reading, and all of a sudden I said, you have a gigantic wolf standing to your left. And I've never seen that energy so profound before. But I'm also moving my own vibration up higher so I can see different levels of the realms and continue growing on my own ascension. And I'm like, this wolf is telling me that it's time to really start protecting your energy. And we went through this whole entire part, and she goes, that makes complete sense, to the point where it was like, I feel like every so often there's like something brushed up against me, or like there's something on my side and it gets warm. And she's like, I'm starting to connect that with being my spirit animal. And that's because she just was able to become aware and acknowledge that, like, yeah, that's a possibility. I'm actually feeling it and sensing it as well. If you think about shamanic practices, right? They refer to animal spirit guides as your power animals or familiars, right? They are invited through their practices to show themselves to us during various times of ceremonies, right? So if they're having certain ceremonies, you look at their totems, animals play a key part in their cultures. And we can ask our animals to show up as well and tap into that and be able to help guide us, right? They are pivotal at certain points in our life, like our spirit guides. So for me, I do find that my spirit animal team is interchangeable. And I know I don't talk much about it because I do work so closely with my spirit guides and angels as a psychic medium. But I do work when I'm in meditation a lot with my animals because it's a different perspective for me. Think about that. One of my power animals is a hawk, and I love it. And so tuning into that energy means that, I can see messages from the spirit world. It's the power of focus, right? It's also power to see, clear vision. And the way I got about that was that I had an experience where I was going to do a first event. It was kind of my practice run. A great friend of mine was hosting this event, and she's like, come join me. And I forgot my sweater in the car. So I was like, do I want it? Do I not? Well, I don't want to leave the event to get it. So I'm like, oh, I'll just go back and get it. So I walked up the street and I looked up, and there had to be 15 to 20 hawks. And that's rare to see that many hawks. And they were all spiraling and circling over a clock tower. And I just stood there. And I was like, I'm going to be okay. I can do this. I'm being supportive. And that was their very much in my face sign of, hey, look at this, look at me, we're here to guide you. And then when I went back in and started doing the research, it's because they are of that psychic ability for me. I need to have that clear vision. I need to have that messenger of the spirit world. And it has also a meaning of strong connection with spirit and increased spiritual awareness. Well, hello, that's exactly what I needed, right? So on that note, now anytime that I need a sign, I look for my hawks. And they're sitting on lampposts as I'm driving on the freeway, or they're flying around, right? Sometimes if there's two of them, I know that energy is magnified. I did have a time where a hawk had died on the freeway and was on the side of it as we were going up to a house clearing. And that was a very strong warning for me. Be careful. This one's deeper. It's heavier. You're going to be involved in some pretty big stuff. And we need you to be focused. And that tore me apart because I'm so connected to that animal. And sure enough, that was an interesting house with very low energy in it. And at the end, when we were doing the land blessing with the homeowners, 2 hawks flew over us and circled and then left. So it's real, guys. They're out there. They're helping to guide us, protect us, and be part of us. We're going to go to break. I'm going to take a caller when we come back from break. And then I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit more about power animals and how we can retrieve them, right? Because I know a lot of you are like, well, how do I get to them? That's exactly it. You're going to have a power animal. We're going to teach you how to retrieve that animal, and you can work on it through the weekend and be connected. So I want you guys to jump over to our website, shadesofspirit.com. I have a special right now. 1 hour reading is $125. Or you can book Spirit Walker Nicole and I for a double medium reading, double realm reading for $150. So I will see you guys right after this break.
Welcome to Light Body Wisdom with internationally known light body whisperer Grace Home. She will make you laugh and yawn as you release lifetimes of trauma and begin to feel much lighter. Your divine gifts may be activated, allowing you to weave light into the fabric of the world. Are you ready to be your own light and shine? For more information about Grace, visit gracegHome.com. That's gracegHOM.com.
The Coach Peggy Show. All things wellness with Coach Peggy Wilms. Tune in live every first and third Tuesday at 6 p.m. Eastern on TransformationTalkRadio.com. Are you settling? No more. Coach Peggy takes on all things wellness. We go way beyond nutrition and fitness. The Coach Peggy Show is not afraid to be bold, badass, and it's never half in. For more information, visit allthingswellness.com.
Hi, this is Brittany Miles from Miles to Go, How to Lose to Gain It All. Here to share a tip with you. It's called 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We all need a break. Time to let it go. Here's a great go-to when you need to surrender and get back to the present moment. Acknowledge 5 things you see around you. Acknowledge 4 things you can touch around you. Acknowledge 3 things you hear. Acknowledge 2 things you can smell. Acknowledge 1 thing you can taste. And with that, take a deep breath. Now you're in the present moment. Brittany Miles, Miles to Go, How to Lose to Gain It All. You can find me on the 2nd and 4th Wednesdays at 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern on Transformation Talk Radio.
Hey everyone, it's me, Psychic Medium Jaime.
And me, Spirit Walker Nicole from Shades of Spirit, bringing you another Shades of Spirit tip of the week. Jaime, have you ever wondered if spirit or an angel is around you or your home?
Ever since I was a child. And today we're going to go over a few signs and indications that they are near us.
What about hearing your name called but you can't quite find the source? Has that happened to you?
All the time. I see moving shadows or bursts of color out of the corner of my eyes.
I'll have objects that go missing and then turn up in the most random places.
Especially when you're trying to get out the front door. I'll have electrical devices that turn on and off for no reason.
I'll see repetitive number sequences such as 444, 1111, or 1234.
Join us each week, Monday mornings at 8 a.m. for our Shades of Spirit podcast on Transformation Talk Radio. You can also follow us and make appointments on shadesofspirit.com or give us a call at 858-684-7575 to book your appointment.
Are you ready? to become an unstoppable force of love in the world? Then don't miss the Creative Empowerment Show, Invoking Radical Love with Rachel Chase, live every month on TransformationTalkRadio.com. Rachel shares tools, stories, and meditations to spark the flame of profound wisdom within you. If you want to awaken your superpowers and activate your heart, visit RachelChase.com.
Hey, everybody. Psychic Medium Jaime here. I am talking today about our animal guides, our animal spirit guides, our power totem animals, our familiars, right? And how we are underutilizing this bunch of very strong spirit guides. And a lot of it's just because we don't have the knowledge. Like, we don't fully understand how to bring them into our space, how to work with them, and allow them to help us along our path as well. So when you're up there in spirit, you're like, all right, this is going to be my team. These are my angels coming with me. This is what I want to learn. We also have animals that are around us as well. Okay, I want to bring this animal in for this. I want to bring this animal in for this. Now, sometimes where it gets kind of confusing is when we also are getting animals sent to us from loved ones. So I understand that, but you're going to get to know kind of the difference, and you're going to be able to build that relationship with your spirit animal guide on your own so that you know the difference between whether grandma sent you that hummingbird or if your spirit animal's over here and, you know, it's a toad and he's croaking and he's warning you of something. You're going to know that probably grandma didn't send you the toad, though sometimes they will send us animals as warnings, but that this is a spirit animal coming in order to help us, you know, stay protected or be aware of what's around us. Power animal retrieval. Now, you can do this in so many different ways, but, you know, one of the easiest ways to do this is by meditation. So a power animal is a specific type of spirit guide, right? Again, this is from my perspective. I do research and then I connect with my spirit team and then I work with them. And I've got numerous spirit animal oracle cards as well. And so being able to do that is to be able to tune into that as well. So before I get into that, why don't we take our caller that we have on the line right now?
Nancy from New Jersey, welcome to the show.
Hi there, this is Nancy.
Hi, Nancy. How are you?
I'm good. I'm very excited. I'm a big animal lover. I have a dog, actually, but I never thought about what kind of power animal or spirit animal I've had.
Well, let's check it out. Now, I love this deck. This is the one I'm pulling from mostly today. Colette Barron-Reed has just beautiful decks, and so it is our spirit guide deck, and it's got this beautiful staghorn with feathers and beautiful flowers in it. And this, what I'm doing right now is the way I go into spirit guides for animals is that I connect with your spirit team. So my spirit team and your spirit team get together, and so I ask your spirit team to come through with your spirit animal and to help pull the card. And that way it's tuned into your energy and your energy alone. And with that, they are, oh, you have a strong one. I am freezing.
Does my dog's energy come in too?
Dog's energy can come in. You can. We've done read. Go ahead.
He's sitting here right with me, Frenchie.
I love it, you know, and I have a dog who I know is one of my familiars, and it's an animal I know I've shared a past life with. And I know they say, you know, a lot of people say dogs can't reincarnate. From my perspective, I disagree, because I do see an animal that I've had multiple times in this life that has come back with the exact same qualities, the exact same mannerisms. All of these things line up for me. Again, that's my perspective. People can argue, and that's fine, but it's the way I see it and feel it. And so you are very attached to this animal. Oh my gosh, this is going to crack you up. Your spirit animal right now, a spirit guide for you. Now you have multiple, but the one they want to bring through today is the turkey spirit animal. And it says, give with gratitude and grace. And it's interesting because sometimes it's animals that we don't think about at all. I've had animals come up that are like manatees or ocean dwelling animals that I've never even heard of. And the meaning behind them.
I had an experience with turkey. I just fed my dog turkey and it made him sick. I don't know. And that was the first time I got a free turkey around the holidays, and I cooked it for the dog and it made him sick. I don't know if that has to do with the turkey.
Well, it could be, and when you listen to the rest of the show, I'm going to explain it some of the ways that we can understand how this is the animal that was supposed to be with us. And that is actually one of the ways, is that there's things that will come up, like you've bought a turkey and then you gave the turkey, like multiple things about a turkey. We don't think about it as an animal trying to be present. Now, a spirit guide animal would never want to make your dog sick. That's just your dog's body reacting to it. But the fact that you're still thinking about a turkey and like, well, why would that make him sick? That's still in there for you. Now, this says the oracle message for you today is turkey's spirit message for you is that you always have the potential for manifesting a rich reality. For the turkey represents generosity and celebration of abundance and giving to others. So everything that you do for everyone, Nancy, everybody that you open your heart to and your arms to, that energy goes out and it's starting to come back in. And I want you to just acknowledge that and be like, I am welcoming that energy back. It may not be coming from places either where you think it should be coming from. So also look around the corners and feel the energy and allow it to come through to you. It's also a protection animal. And it says, are you giving in order to receive in kind, keeping tally of how much you have given and what is owed to you? This is not the way to experience abundance. So it is no right for right, wrong for wrong. It needs to just be open and flowing in order for you to stay protective and for you to receive it. It says when turkey spirit is in the protection position, it is a reminder to let go of any perception of scarcity or fear that if you give too much, you will not have enough for yourself, because you have the spiritual practices to tune into yourself. And when you need to back up, create your boundaries and shields, you do that. And so this year's going to be definitely one for you of shift and change in that abundance of not only financial, but just people and energies that are around you, and feeling that energy fill within yourself. You're going to walk your head higher, maybe laughing a little bit more, even maybe at your dog and be like, oh my gosh, that is a new move. I've never seen that before. You're in this together. And start walking with the turkey and do some more research on spirit animals as turkeys. And I'm going to leave you with that today.
Oh, thank you so much. You know what? It's so funny. It's exactly what I'm doing. I'm shifting my scarcity mentality to abundance. Isn't that great?
Love it. Love the validation. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. How cool is that, you guys? Not the fact that the dog got sick, of course, but the fact that turkey now has been on her mind, and that happens to be the animal card that was pulled for her. I have lots of people's names down on the list, so I'm going to be doing more card pulls as well before the show ends, so don't worry about that. So let's talk about power animals, right? Specific type of animal or spirit guide for us. At times when we are feeling a little bit on the low side energetically, or we're feeling beat up, right? Or we need some courage. We all have those times where we have felt powerless in our lives, right? And in need of a boost of that bravery. You think about bravery, that bear, maybe a bear spirit animal starts coming through to you. And that's about just standing tall and in that strength. And yet you look at them with their cubs and you see them just being so gentle and so warm, right? And then we're thinking, okay, now I might want to be the bear. I've even said this past winter, I'd love to just be a bear. I'd like to hibernate. And when I wake up, it's spring and everything is pretty and everything is good again. It also can help us move through difficult times, our spirit animals. And it allows us to just feel. And if you think about, you have cats, you have dogs, birds, right? Whatever that animal might be, when we're in that space of just feeling a little bit low, lonely, helpless, or just in that, anger stage as well, those animals come and sit next to us. Those animals will come sit in your lap. It could be animals that don't want a lot of affection. All of a sudden they're in your lap and you're like, whoa, what's going on? It's actually your energy they're drawn to. Okay. So a power animal is someone in spirit who can give you the power and strength to move forward. The way you can retrieve your power animal, one way, again, for you to be able to do that, we could cover lots of ways, but then that would take the rest of the show. So I want to give a sampler platter today, is consulting a shamanic practitioner. That is one way. That is helpful to get started, but you don't have to do that, right? You can do this on your own, right? I like to do that. Spirit Walker Nicole and I teach meeting your spirit guides and your angels. We guide you through it, but we allow you to make that connection. And the same goes for spirit animals. So you can ask before you start your session. And again, if you're not a huge meditator, that's okay. Do it in an active meditation or a mindfulness practice as well. And say, I'd like to connect with one of my spirit animals today, or I'd like to connect with my power animal today. Make it as broad as you want, or, streamline it. That's up to you. And then I want you to pay attention, right? The first animal that kind of pops up in your mind, go with it. A lot of us will second guess it. Oh, it was just my mind. Or no, allow that just to clear the mind. Take a deep breath. And whatever animal comes in, I want you to acknowledge it, right? And then I want you to go through your day. So kind of like how Nancy was talking, like she had bought this turkey, then she just made this turkey. Turkey was on her mind today. When we start seeing that pattern, just like when we're calling on our spirit guides to come through, when we start hearing that name multiple times in a day, or you read a name in the credits when you're connecting with this energy and you're like, all right, I'd like to know your name. And then later on, you go to the store and all of a sudden your checker is the same name as the name that caught your attention in the credits. And then you drive, over to Starbucks and you're standing in line when we can do that safely. And you hear that same name again in one day and you're like, okay, I got it. I've heard this name 3 different times. The same goes for your spirit animal. The same principle, right, is to be able to just have them reveal themselves on a nature walk. So maybe you want to do a mindfulness walk and you want to move forward and you just want to be like, okay, so I'm not a big meditator and that's okay. I'm going to go take a walk and I'm going to call my spirit animal. I'm going to call my power animal to me in a safe and protected environment, right? So of course, you may have a coyote out there and they're a little bit scary, but they're not, they're usually benign. They're not going to come harm us. You're just going to see them out walking and disappear. So you're going to allow yourself to be faced with your power animal. It could be in dream state. If you're not a meditator and you can't go out yet because of the weather, then ask for your power animal to come in at dream state. There are also guided meditations out there as well that you can follow for retrieving your power animal, and let someone take you down into that state and allow yourself to find that power animal. For me, when I go down and find my power animal, they just show up and I don't second guess it. And I've got many now that have joined my team over the years, and it's a beautiful combination of energies being put together. After we get back from this break, I'm going to start pulling some cards for people that have written in who would like cards as well. We have a Sacred Circle just posted for Sunday, February 7th. That's the first Sunday of February at 4 p.m. It's a spirit check-in. It's only $25. You can book that through our Facebook page, Shades of Spirit LLC. You can also follow us on YouTube. We'll be right back after these messages. Hey everyone, it's me, Psychic Medium Jaime.
And me, Spirit Walker Nicole from Shades of Spirit, bringing you another Shades of Spirit tip of the week. Jaime, have you ever wondered if you might be an empath?
Yes, I have. And some signs that we may be an empath include an inexplicable desire to avoid crowds in places like movie theaters, shopping centers, and restaurants.
Sometimes I'm able to walk into a room with other people and I know exactly how they're feeling, even if no one is saying a word.
I can attend social gatherings or other events and find myself so emotionally exhausted and physically drained that I could probably sleep for a week.
If any of these examples resonate with you, please come check out our new live podcast, Shades of Spirit. It's on every Monday morning at 8 a.m. on Transformation Talk Radio.
You can also find us at shadesofspirit.com, where you can book your appointment or call us at 858-684-7575.
Are you ready to put down that drink or drug for good? Are you struggling to maintain your recovery from addictive behaviors? Do you need help with a family member or loved one who's in early recovery or battling addiction? Get the help and guidance you need by arranging a Recovery Recharged phone session with me, Ellen Stewart, Pushy Broad from the Bronx, certified life and recovery coach. Call 1-800-889-1757. Make an appointment today or go to my website, pushybroadfromthebronx.com, and click on the link that says Recovery Recharged. Don't wait. Get the help you need today. This is Ellen Stewart, Pushy Broad from the Bronx, on TransformationTalkRadio.com.
How many times do you find yourself saying, "It was nothing," or "just doing my job," when really you knocked it out of the park? How did you get like this? Next time someone tells you "great job," you'll know how to accept it and not deflect it by listening to Courage to Be Seen Radio with host Sherry Clark. Sherry Clark is an experienced global engineering leader, coach, and mentor. From her experiences one-on-one coaching to corporate consulting and executive coaching, Sherry has learned many women need at least 3 things to discover and face success. Learn about the ACES program, how to survive male-dominated fields with grace and authenticity, and reach the top without ever once giving up on who you are. Courage to be Seen host Sherry Clark explores the awesome power of your entire self and how far you can go by being more you. Check out her website, couragetobeseen.com. You have the courage to be seen. See you later.
Welcome back, everybody. I just love my music. I'm just going to say, David, we did a good job picking that out because I just love it. It just gives this vibe for me that just I'm so excited every time I hear it. I'm also excited to be talking about spirit animals, power animals, familiar animals today, and doing some card readings in the mix. Now, there are different types of spirit animals, power animals, right? There are different meanings behind them depending on what your beliefs are, what culture you're in. You can read all sorts of stuff. You can take classes from all sorts of people and hear different things. And it's all about what feels good to you. What can you resonate with? And take that and run with it. There is no wrong answer in spirit. There just isn't. So allow yourself to be in that space. Be open today at knowing like, hey, there's more to just spirit than spirit guides and angels and my loved ones. Absolutely. We just broke the ice with spirit animals. Wait till we get into talking about elementals and all sorts of really cool people and energies out there that we don't usually connect with because we don't know a lot about it, right? Or we think it's taboo. Now, we're going to go into spirit animals, okay? So the first thing to remember is your power animal is the specific type of animal or guide. And they're the ones that are coming in at times where we really need them. We need that courage. We need to feel like we are empowered again. We need that boost of bravery, right? And it's an animal guide who can provide the support for you. When we move into spirit animals are typically associated with traditional as well as modern Western shamanic practices. Not the only ones, but you'll hear about spirit animals and power animals. You Google it, you look it up, you do research. They're going to be mentioning shamanic practices, and they're all over the place. Different Native American cultures will believe differently. It's not just shamans from Native American cultures that believe in this either. That's why this is so fascinating. During initiations or shamanic journeys, right, that we can take, the shaman would find one or several of the animals for that person. And you can do that again on your own. You can go into meditation. You can take that active walk and call them to you. You can ask your spirit team to come in and help you find and sort out which animals are supposed to be working with you right now. I really like this comment on our Facebook page. Dizzy Jean says, I had a dream a long while ago, but cannot release the image of the animal I saw and connected with, right? It's not a regular animal for her either. And so she wants to know more. So I pulled up the information on the antelope as the animal that you have in question. And I have a message for you from your team. So the reason why you can't let this image go is because this is the path that you're moving forward with. I feel like there's some sort of stall, like you've put up a barrier of sorts. Primarily, it's the unknown and not fully understanding where you need to move forward, but it's also internally as well for you being able to move forward. The antelope spirit guide, life is speeding up. When antelope spirit rushes into your life, you are being reminded of the quickening of your personal evolution as a powerful co-creator. We are the creators of our reality, right? The co-creator aspect of it is now joining forces with your spirit team, your angels, your guides, your spirit animals, okay? So now it's all speeding up for you. You're coming into something new this year. You're going to be moving forward on that evolution. It says you are being told that it is time to get moving. Set your intentions and take action towards making your dreams real. No more hitting it on the head and being like, all right, well, that nail's partially in. I'll wait a few more minutes, or I'll wait, 6 months. Nail that through. Get it through so that you can continue moving on. It says if you have a plan for your career or financial abundance, now is the time to set it up. Plan this out for this year. Break it down into attainable goals for yourself. Join us for our Release and Intentions workshop next month in February, where we talk about this as well. The protection message, it says also, do you feel how fast the world is changing? Like everything is moving at warp speed. And if so, it is time for you to slow down. It's hard to control the desired outcome or set fixed goals because by the time you get there, you've actually moved beyond it. So they really need you to just to focus back in, go inward, call in this antelope to start guiding and directing you. And you think about antelope, right? They are very kind of just, they go with the flow. and yet they're very fast. They have that speed about them, the power within them. Yours is off this beautiful color as well, which is very interesting to see. Do some more research on it as well. Make peace with the pace, for if you ride this quickening energy, you will solve challenges quickly and effortlessly instead of being bogged down. So for you, Dizzy, it's all about movement. It's about staying the course. It's about connecting now with this power animal and start asking to see either the word antelope, or maybe it's a show and all of a sudden you see an antelope or something that looks closely related to it. That's your spirit animal trying to get their attention to you. And I'm going to leave you with that. So as we think about our spirit guide, it can be an animal, right? It is a guardian. So for Dizzy, this can definitely be a guardian for her, this antelope. It can play the role of protector and provide us guidance as well. It's like a personal guide, honestly. And so for this animal to come through in her dreams is amazing and allow her to be in that space. And it's also associated with that personal affinity of what you want in life, okay, and how you want to move forward with it. I see we have a caller, so let's take a caller. And then I've got Lisa and Charla and Dawn and Susan. You all have cards today as well.
We'll take Carrie calling in from the San Diego area. Hi, Carrie.
Hi.
Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. I'm doing wonderful. I'm doing great. So yeah, I'm working. So as long as I'm working, I'm doing great, right?
I understand it. Thank goodness you have a job.
Exactly. Yes, exactly. I wanted to see if I can get a general reading just to make sure I'm on the right path and make sure I don't have to make any kind of movement. Or maybe I do. I don't know.
Let's check it out. So what I'm going to pull for you today, because it's all about the animals, is the Messenger Oracle. And we'll see what they have for you. The owl is a symbol of wisdom. It's a messenger for us as well. So if anybody's into Harry Potter like I was, and still really am, I love it. You see all those owls coming in to give Harry those messengers and letters. So they are talking about something coming up for you in regards to some type of document or something that's going to be handed to you. It's like positive, so I'm not seeing it being anything negative, but it's beware of these messages coming through and the papers or whatever coming through for you. They're not giving me much more on it because...
Is this something that already came through? Because I got some paperwork in my email that I need to actually look into and sign. That is a positive thing.
Okay, perfect. And that's what they're validating. Make sure you read through it, though, very carefully. Just one more time, just to make sure all your I's are dotted and your T's are crossed. But they're validating that is the first move for you. So it doesn't have to be a physical one, but this is the first in many that will be lining up for the positive part for you. And then the message in the card, a few fell out, so they want me to pull that one, is Know Your Power. Oh, I love this card. This is a beautiful stallion on fire. It's about cleansing. It's about rebirth. It's about coming into your own. It's about standing in your power, which they are saying, thank you for doing that, because it's been a long time since they've seen you really stand up for yourself and in this power and feel it. Even in these times, you are owning your life. And so the documents that you received, that's the positive first step. And they said to continue moving in that direction, but to continue to go inside and keep finding that power within for yourself as well. And that's their message for you today. Like, you're on track. So just know that you're absolutely on track, and they're not showing any surprises that are kind of deviated from the path that you're on at the moment. And I'll leave you with that.
Awesome. Yes, awesome. I am so glad I called because I almost forgot about checking those papers in my email.
Spirit. Well, thank you so much for calling.
Thank you. You have a great day. God bless you.
You too. Thank you. Funny how that works, right, guys? Like, all of a sudden they're showing me documents and I'm like, why is this weird? Because it's not being hand delivered by owls, but owls are messengers, and how they tune into those things in my spirit dictionary. But that owl was that messenger for her. That was her spirit animal right now. So for you, make sure that you are still listening and looking for owl signs, Carrie, as well, because that is the spirit animal they want you to take with today. So it can be hearing one outside. San Diego, we've got lots of them. Or it's just a sign of one on a bumper sticker, or you hear the word owl. Whatever it is, tune into what you're thinking about right at that moment. This goes for all of you when you see your spirit animals, and move forward with that and be like, okay, this is the message message. This is the spirit animal with me right now. I love that. All right. So Lisa, I have got a card for you. First of all, it's number 66. That's my number. So I love how that intertwines with both of us. It's the white raven spirit. Now that is beautiful. If you didn't know there were white ravens, guess what? There are. And it says, trust in the magic, right? And I like that because there is so many magical things coming up for you. And it says, nothing in this universe is random. For the intricate web of co-creation weaves together all events and has done so since the beginning of time. So they're actually showing you go back in time and continue the interweaving of what you have been doing. Coincidences have meaning, and the white raven spirit appears to remind you to pay attention to those synchronicities, so you might recognize the patterns. So I think that you are starting to see some patterns coming and kind of lining up for you. You've kind of gone within to do some work and some healing as well, and that's going to start playing out for you. It says, even the winds dance in pattern, participating in the magic of Spirit's plan for all. You will be aligning with the highest good and intentions, and you will come to see that the white raven is guiding you, an ally and a messenger from spirits. Okay. It says the universe is conspiring on your behalf right now, drawing you to the light and bringing you the magic and miracles of your birthright. I find this is going to be a deep year of introspection for you as well. It says, are you being distracted by the illusion of a chaotic universe? This is the protection message. Deep in your heart, you know the world is full of magic, and the white raven has appeared to remind you that the way of the world can cause spiritual amnesia. Stay awake and alert, right? So don't get caught up in this. Don't go too far inward. Still be on the up and up. Don't allow yourself to shut down completely because Spirit wants you to enjoy the miracles all around you. And I know you do. You don't take anything for granted. You really relish in the fact that these people, your grandchildren, friends, family are all around you, including in spirit form. And so that's the message for you today, is that when you see a raven, think of the white raven and think about the light that it offers for you on this path. And I'm going to leave you with that. All right, I can do Charla Watson. I'm going to do you next, and then we're going to go to break. You have the flamingo spirit. Embrace the in-between. So you've got a lot of things that might be hanging out there right now, Charla, and I want to say it's okay. Embracing the in-between means just that. Allow yourself to be in that space. Allow yourself to be okay with writing in between the lines. And I know that's hard at times because we want answers. We want to move forward. But at the same time, connecting with Spirit means meeting at the in-between. It says, balance comes easily to the flamingo spirit who sees that what was and what will be stands strong in the face of uncertainty. I love that. There is a plan for you. They are saying there is a master plan. Continue believing, continue going within. You can be informed by what came before and plan for a future yet to be, but do not resist the flamingo spirit call to be fully present in the now, where the real magic happens. If you're feeling nervous and wobbly, stop worrying about the past. This is your protection message, and future. Instead, be present in the moment. So I feel like you've got a lot going on here. You've got a lot you're still working on back here, and you're missing the important part of right now. And when we can be present in the right now, everybody, that allows us to be able to intertwine into the past, present, and future to be able to start our intention process. So for you, it's a little more healing of what's going on behind you. And it is really taking that and putting it forward to the future. And you're going to achieve it by being in the now. So embrace the in-between, flamingo spirit. All right, you guys, I'm going to head to break. When I come back, we will finish a couple more readings and talk about familiars right after these messages.
Listen up. The wealth you receive is a result of your personal relationship with the soul of money, meaning your spiritual well-being affects your ability to create abundance. Jennifer Bloom works with people to mend the spiritual disconnects that block up the cash flow. How's your relationship with yourself? Are you in balance with the divine? I know, these are big questions, but there are answers. Take Jennifer's free money relationship quiz to learn where you need to focus your energy and watch yourself grow into the abundance you deserve. Trust the divine. Learn to receive. You are worthy of all the wealth you seek. Visit jenniferbloom.com and click on the purple banner to take the free money relationship quiz. That's Jennifer Bloom, BLOOME.com.
Stuck in a roundabout of dysfunction? Stop circling around difficult issues and find out what's been holding you back. Learn how to speak your truth to power with host Dr. Kathy Obear. Create real change with smart tools and smart strategies. No frills, no fluff, just life-changing conversations to help get you where you want to be. Extend your reach and become an agent for real change with Kathy Obear. For more information on Kathy and her work, please visit drkathyobear.com. That's drkathyobear.com.
A word of caution. If you prefer the status quo and you are not interested in improving every aspect of your life, this book will trigger the shift out of you. The Truth is Funny, Shift Happens is available now. Author Colette Steffen brings the powerful knowledge and life-changing energy and empowerment from the radio airwaves to the pages of her new book. To get your copy in paperback or ebook, visit thetruthisfunny.com today.
Tune in to The Jen Royster Show, intuitive guidance to inspire your life, each Thursday at 8 a.m. Pacific and 11 a.m. Eastern on TransformationTalkRadio.com. This amazing show is an inspirational hour that will take you on an epic metaphysical journey to discover the spiritual approach to life's greatest challenges. Dr. Jen is an internationally known intuitive counselor, spiritual teacher, and energy healer. Call in for intuitive readings and visit JenRoyster.com for more information.
Hi, everyone. I'm the host of Nothing But Now, Mindful Living with Dr. Mary Angela McGuire on Transformation Talk Radio. I share ideas, insights, and tools you can use to release yourself from fearful and negative thinking and live from a place of clarity and confidence. Please join me in each show where we challenge ourselves to change together. Please go to my website, McGuireLifeCoach.com. That's McGuireLifeCoach.com. See you next time.
Hello and welcome back. I'm Psychic Medium Jaime. You have been listening to Eye of Soul Radio on Transformation Talk Radio. I love doing this topic. I love the conversations that we get going. I love the different viewpoints. I love that a lot of this is validating today, which is good because you guys can see and hear just from callers and write-ins and their cards and stuff and their responses that, yeah, this connects. This is another form, another layer of spirit coming through for us, which is so exciting. So the last thing that we want to cover, and I'm going to do Dawn LePage and Susan Bowman's cards as well. I've already got them pulled from the break, is I want to talk about familiars because I think this is probably the most utilized item or spirit guide. But at the same time, I think that it's also one of the most misunderstood. So you might hear people, if you're into Halloween like I am, you're going to watch all these Halloween movies and they're going to have the black cat on there and, oh, that's my familiar. And I feel this connection, this kismet connection with this animal and this animal just know things. Okay. But if we think about where the word familiar came from, I looked it up on multiple search engines. I looked it up on, the different dictionaries and everybody came back to kind of the same place, is that familiars were actually seen to be, they could be seen as spawns from the devil. They could be seen as the witch's counterpart. They could be seen from priests that would, hire these entities in to do work for them. It was very interesting to actually get to some of where this actually came from. And with modern day and, the evolution of everything and this cool energy, they always kind of referred it back to the cat in a lot of these movies, even back in the day. And, I think that it kind of got misunderstood and mislabeled as well. Animal familiars are viewed as having a spiritual connection or bond with a witch. Interesting, isn't it? Right? And it says a physical familiar will often come into a witch's life when least expected or when they're most needed. And the word witch was used in a lot of these definitions. Okay. This can be through an adoption program or a gift as a stray animal. So how many of you have had a stray animal show up on your door and you've had such a deep connection with that animal? Maybe that is your familiar. Are you a witch per se? No, come on. But that animal was drawn to us, just like I talked about with my pug. He's a pug Frenchie, whatever he is. I know that I've shared lives with him. The connection that him and I have are very similar to a dog that I've also had in this life who had passed. How does that work? I'm not quite sure. but I just know that this animal is so connected to spirit and glued to me the majority of the time and wants to be around all of this, and that he's got his own job, and that's to protect. So it's kind of like he is my live version of my power totem animal. Blows your mind to start thinking about how we could put all this together. Am I right? Am I wrong? It's my perspective. It's what I work with, and it works for me, right? So you guys make that decision. Some witches believe that familiars choose their witch to live and work with. So it's not us choosing them, but they actually come and choose us. So if you're thinking about it on that part of it, that's an honor to have that animal come to you, right? And to be able to work with, as long as it's for your highest and best. Now, some of those documentations, they were not for the highest and best, right? Well, I'm not going to work in that light. So my familiars that come in, my energies that come in and work with me are on a higher level. For other witches, it may feel as though after months or years of wanting a particular familiar, the animal manifests into reality at the right time or opportunity. So how many of you have had an animal pop into your life where you all of a sudden were at the pound and were like, that's it. I don't care. This is it. This is maybe the most, unique dog I've ever seen in my life. And yet I'm taking this one home. Right? We have just this connection with them. Familiars can be physical and real in life, and they can also be in the spirit realm, which is really cool to think about. So when we're thinking of familiars, this part I want to read to you before I do the two readings, because I want to get to them. But it says the familiar was believed to be, would be sucking blood from a witch's finger or other places on her body like warts, right, or moles. And during the European witchcraft trials of the 15th and 17th century, a suspect witch would search for the teats by which she fed her familiar. And these, like the devil's brand marks, were considered sure signs of her guilt of being a witch. This was from the Britannica definition. So go and do some more, right? The familiar was a low-ranking demon that assumed any animal shape, such as a toad, dog, insect, or black cat. Well, that also sounds like a shadow walker almost, that will take on the shape of other animals or people. Sometimes the familiar was described as a grotesque creature of fantasy. There's so many different meanings of familiars out there. For me, what I relate to is my familiar being this dog that has traveled with me in this life, that I know I've been with this energy in other lives, and I know him on a spiritual level. He is my counterpart in that animal form. Maybe it's a cat for you. Maybe it's a bird for you. It could be a snake. It doesn't matter what it is. Do you have that deep connection to it? It's here to help you on your own spiritual journey in a positive, love and light way. The history behind it is cool, but I don't see it in that light. I see it for the good that it has, right? And so it's kind of cool to go into that. All right, Dawn, you got the moth spirit, and that is surrender now. And I feel like you've been doing that now over the past, 6 months. Last year was a big year. And you're like, I still need to surrender. Why? What are they trying to tell me? What's going on? Well, this is what they're telling you. Now, the moth spirit animal comes in generally at night, right? You see them sometimes during the day, but generally it's at night, and they're attracted to the light, just as you are. You have energies that are attracted to you because of your light. So they are talking about that psychic connection of energies coming to you. So if you're starting to feel drained again, it's time for you to do a good saging of the house, sage the kids, sage yourself, put up your boundaries, put up your walls, because that moth to the flame, right? There's a meaning behind that as well. When you see them in your home, I want you to think about what you're at in your mind, your body, your spirit, what the thought process is, and connect that way. It says the moth spirit asks, what is guiding you right now? Are you in alignment with spirit or pursuing someone or something with so much tenacity it's become complicated, right? And I know it says your business. And so we'll get back to you on that question that you sent us, but it's all about that, slow it down a little bit. It says the moth spirit appears. It's time to consider if you have gone over the edge in a relentless pursuit. Workaholism, overeating, perfectionism, or addiction to certainty or even to a person may be your current vice. So you might be just working yourself too hard and stretching yourself too thin right now with the kids and the schooling and the move and all the other things going on in your life. They're like that moth to the flame is trying to get your attention, like you are the light. Stay in the light, be the light, and allow the stuff to continue coming to you. It says maybe deep down you have become too attached to something. Let go of your need to control the outcome and allow yourself to remember many ways that you want to channel your energy and allow this to take place naturally. And I'm going to leave you with that, Dawn. And then I have Susan Bowman. You got the wombat spirit. How cool is that? And it's wearing this beautiful crown, and it has this beautiful emerald on it as well. So, Susan, I want you to look up the meaning of emerald, the spiritual stone. And it says, be at home. So the way that they're showing me as I find the page on here, for you to be at home is for you to be at home within your own skin, within your own body. treat it as that temple that it is. Allow yourself to be in that space. And it says, burrowing deep into the ground, remaining safe and sound, and well fed with family is a special trait for a wombat. It's a very family-oriented animal as well. Home Sweet Home is always available if you recognize that the well-being is the truth of life. Wombat Spirit reminds you to be truly at home in the world and within yourself. It says, could it be that you're not feeling comfortable in your own skin? So look at yourself in the mirror, do your daily affirmations, allow yourself to feel that energy come through for you. Wombat Spirit arrives to nudge you to drop the false masks because it's not others who will hurt you now. We can hurt ourselves, and they want you to go within. They want you to connect with your spirit team. They want you to connect with your loved ones, and they want you to feel the light within and allow it to emerge. And I'm going to leave you with that. Thank you guys so much for joining me today on Eye of Soul Radio, where we talked about your spirit animals. You can see us again at Shades of Spirit at 8 a.m. on Transformation Talk Radio or Shades of Spirit this coming Monday. Have a great week, you guys. Thank you for listening in on Eye of Soul Radio on TransformationTalkRadio.com with me, Psychic Medium Jaime. Return here next time so you can explore more of the lower level energies, realms, or dimensions. We will go through more darker spirit stories and provide more guidance and self-growth to those who need it. For more information about me, Psychic Medium Jaime, and the Eye of Soul, visit eyeofsoulradio.com. That's eyeofsoulradio.com. Eye of Soul Radio only on TransformationTalkRadio.com. See you next time.